Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Robert Morris University live segment. My name is Andrew Dixon, and I am so thrilled to be your host for today's experience. Now, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. For those of you guys back for another adventure, welcome back. Now, before I kind of explain a little bit how this works, I want to let you know that this is all made possible by our friends at Georama. And what this does, this allows us to take you guys, prospective students, current students, parents, you name it, anyone watching our live segments right now, it allows us to take you guys on a journey to see all the different ins and outs and different aspects of Robert Morris that makes us truly different and unique. One of our big things that we love to show and we're very prideful on is our initiative towards experience-based learning. You've seen some aspects of it, or you can, in our archives of our iCenter projects, like our VITA program, which was free tax prep. And then you saw, if any of you guys got around to seeing the culinary symposium from the hog butchering, that was intense. So there are different, we're here at another health symposium, our healthcare symposium, where students from our iCenter worked together to create this event for nursing and health studies students to learn from experts in their field, professionals in their industry, who to come and speak for a panel. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of talk to you guys, talk with some of these students that helped put this project together, also some of the experts which they got onto campus to talk to you guys. So for those of you guys interested in nursing and health studies, this might be the tour for you. Now, you guys also have the option to chat live with one of our RMU representatives. Some of your questions might even make it on, and I might be able to answer them for you. And then following this segment, there is going to be a survey, which you guys can let us know how we're doing, things we can improve on in different aspects of Robert Morris you'd love to see and do. So without further ado, I want to take you guys inside one of our science labs where our panelists and our students that helped set this up are eagerly awaiting to talk to you guys. So we're going to make our way over here, and where we have some students that I found that I would love to talk to you guys about their experience here. So you know what? I'm going to hold this for a second. You guys want to go ahead and pass it down and introduce yourselves, your year, and what you're studying here at Robert Morris.
Hello, my name is Natalie. I am studying to become a surgical tech, and then we'll be done with our bachelor's at the same time.
Hello, my name is Alina. I'm basically doing the same thing, so I'm also in Surg Tech's program and doing the bachelor's at the same time.
And my name is Jessica, and I'm a Surg Tech too, and I'm getting my bachelor's in applied health science, and I graduate at the end of April with both of these ladies.
So now, Surg Tech, I'm guessing deals a lot, on the operating room and everything that I actively try and avoid. So what sort of, how did you guys come to the, being all dressed up, working with the symposium and all these professionals? How did you guys come to this sort of iCenter project? How do you find one like this?
Well,
Go ahead. Here.
Sorry.
They can only hear you when it's quiet.
We are Surg Techs, and we're getting our bachelor's too, so we're going more into like the clinical and management side. So we kind of wanted to see like the different aspects of what we can do after Surg Tech, and this was a iCenter project where we can do something different and connect and network with other people and like do something different than just management all the time.
So can anyone here speak to the different aspects, of the things that Robert Morris provides, like the iCenter, that you guys have found useful in giving you guys real-world experience? I know you guys, because this is a perfect example of that, but do you guys anything else you want to share?
Well, I think the iCenter projects really help out the students understand what the whole real world is about. It's not just classroom where you see the students on an everyday basis. Like during this iCenter project, we've learned if you get a task handed to you, you figure it out, and even if you can't contact all the other students, like in the real world, if you get a job assignment and a person doesn't respond to you, that's not an excuse to not turn in the job, so you have to figure it out, and I guess it just teaches you what the real world is about.
Mm-hmm. So what are some, I'm going to go to you in the middle here, what are some challenges that organizing an event like this could pose for anyone in any industry that you've had to kind of address?
I think it's basically making the connections and contacting people. It's not just easy to, oh, hey, can you come to this and that? I have this event for my classroom. It's really hard to just get the the contact and for them to reply to you, and you still have to, in the real world, you still have to do it. You still have to manage it to somehow contact them and bring them in.
These are all great answers, by the way. Now, within this project or this project you guys are working on, did you guys kind of assume different roles to kind of work together, or did you kind of just be like three halves of a whole puzzle?
We kind of split it up into like different aspects of the healthcare field, and then like we would choose, like I'll work on the people in like healthcare organizations, and then someone else will work on find people who work as like a nurse or something. So like we kind of broke it up into like the different aspects of the healthcare industry to get like a variety of speakers.
All right, and then our eye center, because it's a curricula, it's a part of the curriculum. How have the instructors or facilitators, how have they made themselves available and helpful to you guys within this a project like this?
Well, personally, I think the eye center teachers are very great. For example, Mrs. Dolhe, who's in charge of this conference, she keeps contact with us through email. We'll get on with her on the phone, so she's pretty easy to reach. Mm-hmm. She's very available.
All right, and then, last thing. So we're about to go, into this symposium, into this live panel. What are some things that a prospective student or a current student or even a professional can really look forward to within an event like this as far as gaining experience?
I would say just keep in mind that there's something more than just a nurse or a surg tech or anything like that. There's a lot of fields that you can apply your nursing experience or surg tech experience or any medical student experience. There's a lot of aspects in management as well. So it's not only just because it's healthcare, you have to work with patients and that's about it.
All right, and then one last thing that you guys, as current students, want to impart on the prospective students watching, anyone that might want to join our nursing and health studies fields. I know we already said it's more than just nursing and patient care, because as we see, there's there's some administration, there's some management. Any other imparting wisdom as anything you want to share? No? No? Well, go ahead.
I just know it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and it takes a lot of toll on you, but it's really worth it in the end. And once you get towards the end, it's really rewarding. And when you're in clinical and you're with real patients, it makes you remember why you're there.
You got one? Or same?
Basically the same, but I guess it just opens the door to many other possibilities, because you just think nurse, surg tech, then once you're at clinical, you see all these different positions. And then since we are working towards our bachelor's, for a healthcare administrator, you kind of always need that medical background, so you kind of understand what you're going into. And the surg tech field for us was a huge stepping stone into leading us into what we really want to do at the end.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, ladies, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules, and good luck. Congratulations on the event. Oh, by the way, for the layman, we used a couple of abbreviations there. Surg tech, that was surgical technology. Okay, so there you go. Now, I have a special treat for you guys. Our panelists that we've invited to join us today, you're kind of waiting to get the ball rolling, so I figured I would stop by and have a few words with them for you guys who aren't able to make it to the symposium. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking time out to do this. All right, so I'm going to pass this microphone down. They can only hear you when it's about this close. If you'd like to go and introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lynn Reed. I'm a certified registered nurse anesthetist. 49,000 anesthetists administer anesthesia around the country every day, but I'm actually director of practice with the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists.
Hi, I'm Tom Efford. I'm with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is part of the Department of Homeland Security, and we're located here in Chicago, responsible for 6 states in the Midwest.
Hello, my name is Anita Halverson. I'm the Regional Strategy and Growth Officer for Presence Health in our Western Division in the Fox River Valley. That's business development.
Hi, I'm Stephen White. I'm a forensic pathologist and one of the assistant medical examiners at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office in Chicago, where we investigate deaths that come under our jurisdiction for all of Cook County.
And I'm just Andrew. So we have one more.
Hi, Dr. Matthew Pittman. I'm Director of Bariatric Surgery for Northwestern Medicine Delmore Hospital.
All right, so we got a lot of cool titles out there, guys. So I wanted to go ahead and once again thank you guys for joining us, coming out and talking to anyone that's really willing to come talk to you guys at the panel. Now, for the camera today, do you just want to go ahead and share or impart some wisdom as to the benefits of coming to an event like this or having an event like this, basically just being a part of or communicating with people with this level of experience, or like how much of it? I'm saying a lot of words. What's a benefit of an event like this where you have so many experts coming together?
I think choosing your career is obviously a very difficult and huge decision, and it's so difficult to do from just textbooks and classrooms. So the more opportunities you get to see people practicing in that field and finding, kind of a mentor type role, the better off you'll be.
Anyone else?
Sure.
We don't have to pass it down, just if you have one.
Oh, okay. No, just that this is an exemplar even for us, the opportunity to hear what each of us has done in our careers and our journey, but also to think of it as 1 hour, one moment. You just start and build that learning so that you can continue to learn and grow for a lifetime.
Hopefully, if we do our job right, we're going to get you turned on to the point that there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of areas that you can look at as a person who's starting in the career of healthcare or emergency preparedness. And hopefully, if we do our job right, we're going to light some fires today.
Absolutely. I think also we hope to introduce students to different levels of care and different types of health care. It's not just hospitals anymore, and certainly not in the future. Also, you never know who you're going to meet along the way, so it's good to make connections both with ourselves, but also with the students as well.
Yeah, there are so many opportunities in healthcare, and I think just seeing the diversity of options that are available to you and meeting people who've gone down different routes and seeing how they got there, what they did along their careers, the pathways they took and who they interacted with is important.
All right, so I know you guys just didn't wake up and become successful and accomplished. That would be nice. So I'd love to know, and I'm sure they would love to know too, if you guys have any personal experience with a specific challenges that you had to learn to overcome, specifically in like your fields of study, or with some tips to go along with it.
I can start. Sure. I started out actually as a speech pathologist. So I was a clinician who, right out of one graduate school, went to work in a hospital, saw adult patients, absolutely loved it, and then changed my career path. I started to write policies, I started to run committees, and really took a liking to the administrative side of things, went back to school, am now in healthcare administration. So you never know what you're going to start out to be and what that's going to turn out to in your career.
All right, anyone else have one? Sure. Oh,
I think one of the most interesting pieces of this business is that you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Every day that you go to work, number one, you have to have a passion to do it. But once you get there, you have to be open. And the big example for that, in 2003, shortly after the Department of Homeland Security was created, we held the largest terrorism exercise in the Chicago metropolitan area. It was called Top Off, Top Officials Exercise. It not only involved the city of Chicago, but it involved Seattle, Washington, and the country of Canada. It took a year to plan, and it was based upon the release of a biological agent in the city of Chicago. The challenge was not only to work through the planning, but to really noodle out who's on first and who's on second and who's responsible for what. And then how do we deal with all the folks that are involved in this? It's not just a casualty or two. We had thousands of people who were injured or dead, and we had to think about how we did that. That was one of the most eye-opening events that I've had in my career.
It's all about the team, right? So my challenge was, as a registered nurse and then a certified registered nurse anesthetist, you're an excellent clinician. You enjoy that, and that's what you do. But then the opportunity to manage the department. So I went back for my MBA, my Master's in Business Administration, but that was a foreign language compared to the language of healthcare. So what I would say is keep your eyes and ears open. What other skill sets do you need to add to the role you're going into? It may be that new opportunity for learning.
And so my probably biggest challenge was actually in career choice. Knew I wanted to go into medicine, but definitely did not want to do surgery. Didn't want the hours, didn't want the lifestyle. But luckily, I was able to kind of keep my heart open when in school and in training, and realized that you're really looking for a vocation more than just a job. And so I think keeping an open mind when you go into kind of deciding which path your career is going to go is what leads you to end up in a happy career.
Yeah, I remember I actually did a segment before on our nursing and health studies program, and I went through the gowning process. That was thorough. It was thorough. So now I want to leave some of our students viewing and anyone viewing right now. What was probably your most memorable moment or memorable part of your education process? Anyone? I probably would have thought about those. Do we have one? Yeah? Anyone?
Go first. Finishing.
Finishing. There you go, guys. Just finish school.
So probably one of the most memorable was just very early in Nursing 101, and it's that first bed bath, that first time when you're bathing one of your classmates and you're getting through when you said gowning and just all the steps, when you're learning your fundamental skills, it's we were all sweating. It's challenging, but we all move from that to the next, to the next, to the next. Anybody? Challenging?
I'll offer one, again, being funny, but it's true. Fainting as a speech pathologist during a procedure where I needed to be literally dragged out of the room by my armpits, but needed to really kind of regain confidence in myself. And while I still would not want to be the one who was performing that procedure, happy to be the supportive one and to be able to, assure that we have all of the processes in place for that it can be efficient and safe on the other end.
So I'm a pathologist, and one of the first experiences I had with an autopsy was being very nauseous and almost throwing up. So, that's didn't pretend well initially, but I got through it, and and I really enjoy what I do. But I just want to let you know that in healthcare you're going to see some things that other people don't see, some things that may be a little disturbing, but also you get some things that are really enjoyable and will things that are just that money can't buy, they'll make your career. And just so keep that in mind, that even though you may have an awkward experience or something that just doesn't, hit you just right when you're in your training, keep through it, keep an open mind, and know that some things will get better as you do more of it. And so just keep that in mind.
All right, who had one of those teachers or one of those lessons or one of those excursions where it just solidified the fact that this is what I want to do, this is the career for me? Did anyone have one of those aha moments?
I did, and so my first one was getting thrown into my first liver transplant as a medical student. No idea what I was doing. Again, did not want to do surgery. But it was that realization that the things that I had studied, what we had read in anatomy class, and all those hours for those first 2 years in books actually made a difference. And it was seeing that transition into care of a person versus studying that absolutely solidified my goals.
All right, yep, you got one?
Yeah, sure. So I think it were the people that gave me pearls. That's what we call it. So they gave us their tips, their golden nuggets of how they did something or how to really perspective on a particular patient care element or anesthetic or whatever. So those pearls, I sometimes think of the children, the cancer children with all their beads, and I'm sure I have many necklaces that I can't even see to your story.
Well, guys, I thank you so much. Yeah, we basically did a demo panel or a little test run, a warm-up for you. You guys had some great stories that I thoroughly encourage you guys to share those again. Those were amazing. But for everyone listening, those are great insights. And I'll leave you guys to it. Thank you guys so much, and have a blast in the symposium.
Thank you.
All right, I know you guys might be ready to head into the auditorium. There you are. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was really cool. We got to hear from some of the students that helped put this whole thing together and the experts that were so welcoming and so willing to join us today. Now, they're about to be get situated in our Robert Morris University auditorium, where people are already eagerly awaiting their arrival. This place is going to be filling up. We got about 10 minutes to go before the symposium kicks off. All of these professionals are going to come in here, and they're going to answer all the questions of all of these eager and earnest and just knowledgeable students that are willing to learn more and more about these fields that they're going to become passionate about. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Andrew Dixon. I am so thrilled to once again be your host. And following this tour, once again, please take the survey. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know anything we can improve on. And join us next time for the next live tour segment, all right? So once again, guys, Andrew Dixon signing off.